Thank you for having us, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. My name is Milton Ripple. I'll be 98 in March the 3rd.
And I hear you go by the nickname Rip.
Yeah, I go by Rip.
When did you get the nickname? When you were in the service?
Yeah, everybody called me Rip.
Okay.
Well, I was one of 9, number 4. 5 boys and 4 girls, and there was 4 Rips.
Oh.
Rip 1, 2, 3, 4. 5.
Is that what the parents said? Hey, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4?
I was number 4 out of number 9.
You were alive during the whole Great Depression and everything. So what was life like for you back then?
When you have 9 children during the Depression, things were tough. When I always say, when my mom made dinner, maybe she made a big pot, everybody got this, this, this. No seconds, no desserts. That's what you ate. And if you didn't like it, you didn't eat. My dad had a big garden, and he raised all kinds of vegetables. We had to pull the weeds. We were assigned. my mom cooked, and when we come home from school, every day, one of us had to peel the potatoes. And we had a coal stove, and we had to sieve the ashes, and then pick out the coal that wasn't burnt, and to reuse over. Some things were rationed. You only could, had 9 children, well, they all weren't born then. The last were born in 1937. Some things you couldn't buy, and other things you couldn't buy, especially like shoes. You had to wear shoes till they wore out during the Depression.
During the war, you had plenty of shoes, right?
Well, we couldn't afford them. In the summertime, we always went barefooted. So you save your shoes.
During the war, how many pairs of shoes did you have?
Only one.
Only one. But after you enlisted, they gave you plenty. Right?
My brother William, he was in the Navy, and he was in the Pacific. He was 2 years older than me, so he was in earlier. All my brothers, the rest of my brothers, my next brother was in the Marines in Vietnam, and a brother, George, in Korea, and another brother in Germany. The youngest brother after the war.
After the war. So,
and my dad was in World War I. There's 5 boys, and my dad were all in the service.
Your dad served in World War I?
Yes.
Which branch?
He was in the Army.
Army. And so he was
infantry.
He was infantry, so in like Europe and France?
Yes, he was served in Europe.
How come you didn't join the Army?
I guess I joined the Navy because my brother was in the Navy.
Your dad was Army.
Yeah.
Your older brother was Navy. Your Navy. You had a younger brother who joined the Marine Corps.
The Marine Corps, and I had one in the Air Force, and the other one was in Germany in the infantry.
In Army, okay.
He was in the Army. My 2 older sisters, they had jobs at, one had worked at Textile Machine Works, and the other one was a knitter at Berkshire Knitting Mills. Well, I was going to school. I wanted to join the Navy, but I wasn't old enough earlier. I tried to join when I was 16, but they told me to go home.
Older brother who joined the Navy, where was he stationed?
He was in the Pacific. He was on a landing craft. He was going to the Philippines, I think.
He would have been a coxswain. These are the guys who drive all the boats and everything.
All your family members who served, they survived the war, right?
Yes, yes.
No injuries, things like that?
Well, my brother was in the Marines. He was wounded twice.
In Vietnam?
Yeah. He was a tough kid. He was a year younger than me.
Well, how old were you when Pearl Harbor was attacked on December 7, 1941?
When the Pearl Harbor was attacked, I was 13 years old.
So you were like in middle school?
I was a paper boy.
Okay.
And I had 125 papers, and I got the extra, read all about it. And went around to people to buy them in Reading. They used to come out with extras,
Right.
yeah, for special events.
Okay.
So that's what I did.
What did that paperboy job pay those days?
Reading Eagle.
No, what did it pay?
Well, the paper, I think, was probably a nickel.
What did they pay you?
I don't remember how much the Eagle got and we got. Probably made a penny or two out of it. Yeah.
Where did you go to school as a high school? Where were you born?
Well,
Where were you born?
I
You were
was
born?
born and raised in Reading, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And I went to Reading High. In my senior year, I quit school and I wanted to join the Navy.
How old were you when you quit school?
17. And my father didn't want to sign it. I had to sign. So there was a problem with, I had to get, they wouldn't let me go in until my mom signed, so my mother signed the papers.
Okay. And that was fine with your dad?
Yeah. Well, my mom was the boss in the family,
Okay.
so let me join the Navy.
What year was that? Was it before?
1945.
Where did you go to boot camp?
I went to Great Lakes Naval Race Station in Great Lakes in Illinois, along the lake, whatever that lake is along there.
Okay.
It's north of Chicago.
Okay. Was that in the winter or the summer?
In the winter.
So it was cold?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I understand you served mostly in the Pacific.
Yes.
Tell me some of your duty stations.
From boot camp, I went to San Francisco. And then I got to go to Hawaii, and I was stationed in Hawaii for a couple of months, and I got assigned to USS Pollux. That was a supply ship. As a seaman, we took care of all the docking of the ship and taking care of transporting supplies to other ships and keeping the ship in good shape.
Was the USS Pollux your only ship
Yes.
service?
Yeah.
So you served on the Pollux. On the Pollux, you've come through Pearl Harbor,
Yeah.
Wake Island, and then the Marshalls.
Yes.
Anywhere else?
From Pearl Harbor to Wake Island and then to the Marshall Islands.
A lot of it back and forth because of for supplies, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good supplies.
You enjoyed your time in the service.
Yeah, so sure.
Okay.
46. They had the atomic bomb tests on naval vessels, old naval vessels, to see, the government wanted to see the effect, how, if atomic bomb was dropped on the Navy fleet, how it would affect. They had two tests, July 1st, 46, and one July 21st, and that was an underwater one, to see how it would affect naval vessels.
Was that Bikini Atoll?
Bikini Atoll,
Okay.
yes,
So you were on the Pollux at the time. You were on the ship,
yeah,
the supply ship.
yeah,
Did you witness the explosion?
yeah.
What?
We were a safe distance away,
Okay. Did
Yeah.
you wear any protective gear?
yeah.
No. Did you have a mask?
Not that, I don't think so. We were enough, I don't know how many miles away that we wouldn't be affected.
And of course, this was a year after the atomic bombs were dropped upon Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yeah.
So you witnessed that. You witnessed history, what it was. Yeah. And how many men were on the supply ship?
We had, I think, 150.
Okay.
We supplied the fleet with different supplies, all medical, food, everything.
Yeah. And the fleet, did you're attached to any, like a major ship, like a battleship or anything? Do you,
No.
You were,
I don't know how many vessels took part in those affairs. I don't exactly remember how many.
because you were near Bikini Atoll, there has been a lot of reports about how some sailors got sick. you know, and the radiation. But your ship was okay. You guys.
Yeah. Some years after, certain members in the Navy said they got radiation poison. And I don't know if that was ever true.
Okay.
But they went after the government to do something about it. They said they had radiation poison, but I don't, it never affected me.
Okay.
I'm still here.
Previous gentleman we talked to, Bob, he was talking about, he agreed with the decision to drop the bomb on Nagasaki and Hiroshima just because it would end the war quicker.
Yeah.
You feel that way too? That
Yeah.
the decision to drop the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki was the right decision?
Oh, yeah, certainly. And then the end of the war, really. The Japanese surrendered then.
When that explosion happened, what you witnessed at Bikini Atoll,
Yeah.
tell me what you saw.
When the atomic bomb exploded, you could see the things come up in the air like fire, you know.
Was it really loud?
I don't think it was that loud from the distance we were away from the actual where it was dropped.
Did they give you any medical advice, you know, to be when your mission was done? Did they tell you to watch for things?
No, no.
So where else did you serve in the Pacific?
Well, basically there and the Marshall Islands, and then back to Hawaii.
So you were in the Navy for 4 years then, right?
No, not for.
Four?
I was signed up for 2.
2, okay, okay. And what did you do after the Navy?
In the Navy, I got my high school diploma, and then after I got discharged, I wanted to get further education. So under the GI Bill, I went to Reading Business Institute and got a degree in business administration. And that way I could get a good job, and I got a job at Textile Machine Works. And I went to Penn State University has a campus in Berks County. So I took some engineering courses at Penn State, and that way I qualified to be an industrial engineer. So I got a job when I worked at Textile. I became an industrial engineer, and that way I could earn more money by being an industrial engineer. And I worked at Textile, and then they were sold to Rockwell International, and then Rockwell International sold, I worked in the needle division, and they sold the needle division, and the company was formed called Our International. And we became one of the largest manufacturer of disposable medical products. And then I retired from Arrow. I worked I was 84.
So you retired. Now, how did you end up in Hawaii?
When I got married to my wife, we lived in Muhlenberg Park. There was a neighbor Mary Jane, she and my wife became good friends. Well, she wanted to go to Hawaii. She went to Hawaii, she got divorced, and she always wanted to live in Hawaii, so she went to Hawaii to live. And my wife used to go over to Hawaii every year in the wintertime and stay with her.
Escape the cold, right?
She used to stay with her for a month in her condo. So eventually, when I was married 25 years, I never went. My wife used to go every year. So when I was married 25 years, I said to my wife, for our anniversary, I'll go with you to Hawaii. Call Mary Jane, make arrangements at a hotel nearby in Waikiki Beach.
Right.
That we would stay with her, nearby. Well, anyhow, we were supposed to go in March. In December, our neighbor died. So we went anyhow. And she had a condo. We got the opportunity to buy her condo at a good price at Fairway Willow.
Okay.
And that's what we did. So we used to go over, my wife used to go over 2 weeks before me, and I had only 2 weeks, so I used to go over 2 weeks, and then we'd come back together, and then when I retired, we used to stay for 2 months every year. My wife loved Hawaii, and I met a lot of friends over there. We used to stay at front of the Moana, go to the ocean to swim every day there.
This is your sailor picture, right?
Yeah.
How old were you in this picture? You were like 17?
Yeah.
So when you went to Hawaii, you enjoyed Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
But did you never live there like a year? You would always come back. You would, and then.
Well, we always come back. Hawaii is nice, but I thought it was expensive. As the years went, you could see it get more expensive and expensive. Especially when the Japanese were buying up properties. I forget what year that was. And then when the bottom fell out, they sold a lot of them cheap.
Yeah.
And I guess now the Chinese are buying them. Yeah.
When the condo that you bought, when you left to come back here, did you rent it out or did you just leave it vacant?
No, my wife was very fussy. She wouldn't rent it out.
Okay.
It was a studio. It was a small one.
Does it have a view?
Oh yeah.
Ocean.
We had the view of the mountain,
Oh, okay.
and across the alleyway boulevard,
Right.
there was the golf course,
Oh, okay.
and then we could see the mountain.
Okay.
We had a beautiful view.
Did you go to visit Pearl Harbor when you were there?
Yes,
Tell me
we
about-
went there when we first went there. When it was the old place, had to stay in outside.
Before you made the theater and all that.
The shelters was just outside, and then they restored it and made the new way that you can go inside,
Right.
and then you go to the movie, and then you take the shuttle to USR.
First time you visited the USS Arizona Memorial, do you remember what year it was?
I was married in 53.
Okay.
53, 63, 73, 78. 78 is the first time I went when we were married. Next year I went to Pearl Harbor to see it, and that's when it was the way it was the old way.
Right.
And then a few years later, when again it was the new way, you could go in, and then you got to pass to go to the movie, and then the shuttle to go.
But when the first time you went to the Arizona Memorial, when you walked on the memorial and you see all the names on the wall,
Yeah.
what were you thinking?
There's a lot of, in the early days, there was a lot of 18 and 19-year-old kids that were killed in that explosion, bombing of Pearl Harbor, all the vessels, just like in Normandy, young men. I always think about that. I was in Normandy for 2 weeks. I was sponsored by a group to go over to see the Normandy, which was never in Europe. And it was called Bring Veterans Back to Normandy. It was an organization, a French organization, but sponsored veterans for 2 weeks. And I had the time of my life. And that was very touching because on Omaha Beach and Utah Beach, they had ceremonies. I had a friend was 2 years older than me, and he was in the invasion of Normandy. When he got off the boat, he was shot and he never made it to land. Well, his body was recovered and they brought it home. And then I had my neighbor, he was a couple years older, and he was on land and he stepped in a mine and he come home without a leg. Only had one leg, he lost his leg. And then I had another neighbor, he was older and he was in Army in the Philippines when the Japanese took over. And he was on the death march.
The Bataan death.
And they never recovered his body. They don't know what happened to him. They figured he was probably shot on the march.
You told Barbara that you wanted to come to Hawaii one more time just to pay your respects?
Yes.
The last time you were there, how many years ago was you were in Hawaii? Was it
5 years ago.
5 years ago? When did your wife pass?
My wife passed away in 2018.
Okay, I'm sorry for your loss. How about, do you have children?
My wife couldn't have children.
Okay.
And then because, I have to tell you this story, because I was one of 9, we talked about having some children. And when she found out she couldn't have any children, she thought I was going to divorce her. And I said, good women are hard to find. I would never get rid of you. So we were married 64 years.
And have you ever been to the commemoration, the actual December 7th service?
No, I've never.
Okay.
I would love to go.
Even though you were in the war years later, you were joined and you were only 17, right?
Yeah.
But you're still a World War II veteran.
Yeah.
That makes you a member of the greatest generation. Do you think that's an apt phrase for people like yourself that served in World War II?
Well, the boys made sacrifices to make this country and the world free from the Germans and the Japanese.
So when you go to places like Pearl Harbor and you see the shrine wall, you go to places like Normandy and you see the thousands of graves, those are the young men you're thinking about, right?
Yeah.
And it could have been you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just fortunate that I'm still here.
What would be your message to young sailors in the Navy now?
That's a tough question. I would say if they want to join the Navy, I think they want to protect the United States and the world from aggression by, especially I think Russia right now is a problem. And Ukraine, I think that's a terrible situation. I think the guys want to join the service, so they want to protect our freedom for the rest of our lives.
Did you ever hear of the Rosie the Riveters? The Rosie Riveters were the ones that went to the factories and took the job of the men. Did you ever meet one of them?
No.
Okay, you're going to meet some in Hawaii.
You knew about the women working on the boat.
Oh, yeah. My sister, during the war, she got a job. They had trouble with knitters, and she became a knitter because the men were gone, and they had women being full-fashion knitters for hosiery for the women at the Berkshire knitting mills.
He worked in the stockings too.
Yeah.
So Bob's father put the seams on the seam stockings, and then you did the seamless stockings.
Yeah, right.
Seams went away.
Yeah, Textile Machine Works was the largest full-fashion manufacturer of full-fashion hosiery equipment
In the world.
in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Here in Reading, this is like the women's stocking capital of the United States, but during the war, women didn't have stockings, right?
Yeah.
So what did Reading do during the war?
Well, they made parachutes. There was a company made parachutes. It's called Carpenter Steel. Was the largest, and is still existing, of stainless steel. And they made stainless steel for the government. Stainless steel is used in airplane engines and everything, equipment and all.
I want to thank you, sir, for talking to us, and we hope to see you in December. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.